And welcome back. And now our continuing series, it's Money Sense with Ellenbecker Investment Group. Well, when I was a kid or even in college, summer meant 3 months off. Always, right? And then I grew up. And I realized I'd never get a summer break like that again. You can feel the pain, right?
Yeah.
Until you retire. So today we're going to talk about what you need to do now to make your money last no matter what your age.
Yeah, Karen Ellenbecker is the president of Ellenbecker Investment Group. I think all of us hit that realization. I know you've had clients say, oh, wait, I'm not going to have that summer break. It was always, to me, it always seemed like 1 year was school and then the other year was summer.
Yes. Well, every kid, you can think of your own children. I can't wait to graduate so I can get a job. I don't want to go to school anymore. And then I'm done with school. And all of a sudden it's like, oh, that means I have to work every day. You know?
Yep.
And you might say, well, what has that got to do with finance? We're talking about summer vacation. It's almost the identical thing when someone retires. You know, I can't wait to retire. I can't wait to retire. And all of a sudden, retirement comes and it's like, first of all, I don't have a place to go. And second of all, I don't have a paycheck. There's no paycheck coming in.
Yeah, but a lot of people have pension or Social Security.
Yes, they have that. Well, those are the two things that, if they have the pension and Social Security, that are accountable and dependable no matter what happens to the market. But what I always tell my clients is, think about your portfolio, your investments, as if it's your own company. And someday, that's where your paycheck is going to come from to supplement Social Security or pension. So many people don't have pensions anymore. And they get there, and if you think about here, if you think about where you work, your boss or your company, you're hoping that you have the best tax planning, the best estate planning, the best employees that work. Look at how good you guys work together. I mean, that makes the show work.
Yeah.
Do your investments work good, like the two of you? Do they complement each other, or are they fighting against each other? And so when you think about your investments, you have to really look at them and say, this is my company. Would I buy into my company? Would I invest in my company? Probably not if it's scattered and if there's no plan, if there's no good tax planning, if there's no good investment returns. Probably not.
So, okay, so you're saying, you know, make sure everything makes sense. It all clicks together. If you don't know how to do that, obviously you have to have a professional help you. But you've got some questions to ask yourself. And I want to kind of go through these so we can kind of see what these mean sort of in terms of owning your own company in that sense. You say, are your employees good employees? Do they work well together? So is that, you know, your stocks, your investments, are they, do they have to help each other, or how do you manage that?
They have to complement each other. So if you have all the same investments and they're all doing the same thing, if they all own GE, if they all own the same stocks, they're not really working together. They're kind of working against each other. That's a typical situation where someone will say, why did everything in my portfolio go down? Because it's all the same. So think about every one of the dollars that you invest as if it's an employee for you.
You know, you say one of the questions to ask yourself is, are you getting good financial advice? How do you know if you're getting good advice? I mean, it might sound like a dumb question, but how do you know if the advice you're getting is good?
Well, I think the same way as you do if you have a medical issue. You may go to 1 or 2 or 3 doctors just to find out or do some research on it. But look at your performance. I mean, I think most people know if they haven't really taken a lot of time and attention to that, they have things scattered everywhere. They get a statement and they don't even open it up because they don't know how it relates to them. I mean, you really want to get a handle. So go and interview several different people. And, you know, I love Oprah saying what intuition is, listening to the whisper before the scream. And so if you're sitting down with somebody and you get in your gut this feeling like they're just not getting me or I'm not hearing it, try somebody else. Take the time to find someone that really relates to you, because the whisper of it's not working is going to give you the heads up for the scream that you don't have enough money to retire.
Is it okay if you don't get it, you don't get numbers, you don't get investment, you don't like it, you don't want to understand, you don't want to open that bill? Is that ever okay for someone if they have a trusted advisor or somebody that truly is guiding them? Because I think a lot of people are so intimidated and they can't wrap their brain around the numbers or the investments.
I think it's okay if you make the commitment to go and see that advisor 2, 3, 4 times a year, 2 times a year, every quarter, every semi-annually or quarterly, because you need to know what that means. Remember, we get back to the 70% of women fire their financial advisor within the first year of their husband's death. Because they don't have that comfort level. They don't know what they have. And many of those women go and take the money out of the brokerage account and put it in the bank. Look at the interest rates. So if you don't know, and if you're not looking, you might find yourself in a situation that is not going to protect you, and you're not going to have that awareness to know when it's not happening.
One of the things I read a long time ago was that most people way underestimate how much money it's going to take to retire and to live the kind of life they want. So if you have dreams of golfing every day, or if you have dreams of shopping every day, even, or traveling is a big one, how much money is it really going to take? Most of us underestimate. Is there a benchmark? I mean, is there a certain one? Do you say you got to have at least $2 million?
Well, it depends. So one of the benchmarks that we use now is take your entire investment portfolio and multiply it by 4%. You can spend 4% of the money you've saved in addition on an annual basis without running out. But the big thing that most people don't think about is your retirement account. They'll come in and they'll say, I have a $500,000 saved in my retirement account. And I'll go, well, you really don't, because it's minus tax. Because it's never been taxed. So the best thing is to find someone that they can really rely on. Sometimes you can find an advisor. We sit down with people who we just help guide them because they're do-it-themselvesers. Or we sit down with people and we manage completely, but we want our clients to be informed. It's just not opening up that envelope. Ask yourself why. Why you don't want to look at it. Because you don't want to know, or you don't know if you're looking at it, what it means.
Well, and I think go ahead. You were going to say something. I was going to say, don't be afraid to ask dumb questions of your financial person.
Dumb questions.
You're paying them, or you're seeing them because they're experts in it. So don't feel like your questions are dumb.
Well, in a sense, we're an employee for you. And we have to be curious and find out what it's really important to you, what your risk levels are, you know, what your challenges are.
Well, and I think that's great, and that's why people should, you know, get a hold of you so they can find somebody that they can talk to. Again, trust that intuition. If you're not sure of the quality of your investments, or whether they're working hard for you, or you're considering retiring in the near future, and you're not sure where that paycheck will come from or what it'll look like, call Karen. Here's the information for Money Sense and Ellenbecker Investments. It's 262-691-3200, or KarenEllenbecker.com as well. Don't leave that money on the table. Make sure that you get it in your pocket.
That financial evaluation is free when people call you. Don't leave money on the table. Don't not understand your options as it relates to Social Security and pension. Make sure they call.
Well, and just Molly Face Corporation. Right. You have your own company that you're building. If you start to think about and take ownership of it, it means more than just that envelope on the table. It's actually your corporation, your employees that are going to give you a paycheck in the future.
It's good,
Thanks, Karen.
good information.
You have one too.
Thank you.
Yeah. Tiffy, CEO. Thank you.